everybody. It's Thursday, November 10th, 2022. We begin today in Beckley, West Virginia. We're at the Quality Inn. And you say, why are you at the Quality Inn again? That's because we were here a few weeks ago for an adventure in West Virginia with our friend Greg. And we left our laundry in the lobby. So all our dirty laundry was in the lobby and they saved it for us. We came back and picked it up. This morning we've had breakfast at the IHOP. We had pancakes, blueberry pancakes. They were so good. Going to get the day started in just a few minutes. I think I have an exciting day planned for you. We're going to visit a ghost town, a really cool ghost town. Then we're going to drive back through the mountains, head on back to North Carolina. You're going to be with us. Thanks for all the guys that are coming back and watching our videos. If you're new to the channel, we'd appreciate you consider subscribing. Let's go ahead. So let's go check out Thurmond, West Virginia. West Virginia's coolest ghost town. I can't wait to get going. We're gonna meet some ghosts. Okay, I have Greg Treadway here, my friend from Beckley, West Virginia. You remember Greg and I was here and teamed up for some videos a few weeks ago. I'm back again today, and so is Greg. We're going to be going over to see a ghost town, Thurmond, West Virginia, show you what's going on there. Greg, good to have you back.
Yeah, good to be back.
Wonderful. All right, we're going to go ahead and tear out of here, hit the road, and we'll get over to Thurmond. We'll turn on the camera again and show you what's going on in Thurmond.
All right.
As we go down Highway 19, I was telling Greg a few weeks ago when I was here, the leaves were in full color, and now they're all gone. So that means the winter's coming on, and we're coming up on the New River Gorge, right?
Yeah.
Okay, coming up on the New River Gorge National Park, where we was at a few weeks ago, and the ghost town is not far from there. Greg, if we have any trouble finding the ghost town, we'll stop and ask a ghost, right?
There we go.
I'm sure they know where it's at.
Yeah.
I love these little winding two-lane roads around the mountains.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Right up here's my turn off.
All right. Well, that's a cool looking building. That's an old bank, huh?
Mm-hmm. Not that I know.
It's not a one-horse town, it's a half a horse.
Yeah.
Greg, have you ever seen half a horse?
No, I sure ain't.
Well, how about half a ghost?
Certainly not half a ghost.
All right, we're going to look for a whole ghost.
There we go.
Well, we're still winding our way around the mountain in search of Thurmond and the ghost. There's a beautiful creek that runs beside the road. During the first 2 decades of the 1900s, Thurmond was a booming town. As you can see, they had banks, they had a railroad depot, they had trains coming through here, they had lots of coal being mined in this area. And starting, I think, about the 1950s, the coal started running out. And when the people when the coal run out, then the people ran out. They didn't have jobs. And that's when the ghosts took over. So now these buildings are these banks and post office are all being run by the ghost. You know, Thurmond had a large population back then. I don't know the exact population in the early 1900s, but I can imagine it run somewhere in the thousands. There were saloons, banks, the post office. It was a nice-sized town with a lot of people and a lot of coal. And now it's just ghosts. That's all there is here. So this will be a good place to come on Halloween night. Don't you think so, Greg? Yeah, ghost just blew my head away, took my head away. So apparently the ghosts in Thurmond are not happy with my head, are they, Greg?
I don't think so.
I don't think they like my hat, but I'm gonna wear it anyway. Let's go on over to the railroad track, see what's going on downtown Thurmond. Now, this place is really creepy because there's no noise here except my big mouth. And of course the ghosts, they're being real quiet about it. We're going to take a look at some more Thurmond in a few minutes. That actually several parts to it. You can see the railroad tracks. There was trains coming through here. Well, it still is. Back in the early 1900s, they were coal. I imagine they had coal trains, I guess. They had passenger trains. Those were steam locomotives. There's some kind of building. I think that was used to load the coal. This is my first ghost town, and so far a ghost hasn't got me, but I don't know if I could get in. It should get too close to these buildings, but we're going to anyway. This first ghost building is the National Bank of Thurmond. Remember, Federal Reserve. They had safe deposit boxes for rent and put all that coal money in. And you can tell this was a long time ago. 3% interest on savings. Now you get 0% almost. I don't know how much you can see, but that's inside that's the inside of it. I can't tell much about it. It's empty, but of course ghosts don't need much furniture anyway. During the early part of the 1930s, Thurmond Railroad was very active with steam engines. Periodic maintenance and repairs on the engines were made in a 250-foot long engine house. I guess that's what we were looking at. We're not going to try to go in any of these buildings, but I don't think the ghosts would like it too much. The history of Thurmond goes back to 1873. In 1903, Thurmond was incorporated into a town. 1908, a major flood washed away the Thurmond Bridge. This just gives a history of the town starting in 1873 to 1995. And of course the ghosts made this town put it up, I'm sure. The banks in Thurmond were some of the richest banks in the state of West Virginia back in the early 1900s. This town is really creepy, guys. I'm not kidding. It is so quiet. Of course, ghosts don't make much noise anyway. They just say boo and scare you. I don't know if anybody lives in that house or not. Probably just ghosts. but it's right beside the bank. Now, for your information, Thurmond is run by the National Park Service, part of the New River Gorge National Park. Over on the side of the town, we came to a little dirt road that goes up the mountain. All these roads that we've been on in the last few minutes have been real narrow. So when you meet a car, somebody has to move. Greg and I spotted these picnic tables over by the railroad tracks. So I guess even ghosts like to go on picnics. I don't see anybody over there, but when I hear them, I hear a ghost now. So anyway, I'm sure those tables are full of ghosts right now. I just can't see them.
You can't see us, but we can see you, John.
We're at the post office building, the one we passed coming in. And there's the flag. They have the American flag up there, but the flag below it looks like it's seen its better days. That's the ghost flag, I guess. It's been a while since any letters were delivered here. Of course, there's no one here but ghosts, so they don't care anyway. They don't get, yeah, I hear them again. They don't get bills. That city ghost is following me. This is something pretty cool. And apparently this building has electricity, the post office building, and well, I guess even the ghosts need a little bit of light once in a while. These are some of the beautiful mountains that surround Thurmond. You're looking at Thurmond's historic ghost house. It looks like it's been renovated, remodeled, and getting ready for more ghosts, I guess. Yeah, there's a ghost. Here's the guest house. There's just some information about the guest house. And it was back in Thurmond. Now it's being restored and remodeled. Now, I believe these houses were here when Thurmond was booming back in the early 19th century. Not sure, but it looks like they would have been. It doesn't look like there's anything going on there, just ghosts, I guess. You're looking at a building. Greg, what do you think this building is?
I'm thinking this was the coal tipple where they drew the coal up from the mine and loaded it onto the trains.
That's what it looks like. Looks
Yeah.
like. Okay. Before we go down to look at the railroad terminal, here's one last shot of the City Hall. We've been looking at the New River, the second oldest river in the world that runs through Thurmond, West Virginia, the ghost town. And I guess the ghosts get out here in their rafts and do some whitewater rafting. There goes Greg running across this one-lane bridge because there's a car coming. All right, we're going to get back to the ghost town and the railroad terminal. This is a visitor center for the Amtrak railroad station. This is the same railroad stations that were here back in the early 1900s on up to about 1950 was in use for the town of Thurmond. And it's still in use today. The trains still come through here. I know the Amtrak does. I don't know about the cargo trains, but I guess they do, because we've seen the railroad people here. There's the Amtrak sign. You can catch an Amtrak train right here going all over the United States in a ghost town, but beware, there could be a ghost sitting beside you. I'd like to thank the National Park Service. This is the New River Gorge National Park and Recreation Area Preserve. I'd like to thank the Park Service for taking over and maintaining the ghost town of Thurmond, West Virginia, so we could come and enjoy it as all Americans. We're going to leave you right here. Greg and I is going to head out, have some lunch. With a ghost, of course. Are we going to have lunch with a ghost? Oh, there's that ghost again. Yes, we're going to have lunch with a ghost.
I'm coming to haunt you.
You already have, ghosts. Go away. So we're going to get rid of that pesky ghost that keeps hanging around here. He don't want to go. Hope you've enjoyed Thurmond, West Virginia, an authentic American ghost town. We certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. If you enjoy our videos, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you're new to the channel, thanks for tuning in. There'll be lots more of these videos. We love bringing them to you. So goodbye from Thurmond, West Virginia, an American ghost town.